welcome to Jag Months. In this video we are going to be installing the wonderful little covers for the U-joints and getting the shocks installed. And I've got this nifty little trick for helping getting the clamps on and a couple other little things that that I do around the shop to make things a little bit more easy. You know, like I said, it's just me, you know, one hand in the dark. Margarita, it's all, you know, it's all the same. Anyway, also, in one of my videos, I covered the importance of, you know, checking your fasteners. Well, as I was rummaging around in my parts bin, because I added the Series 3 and XJ towing strap, I got it all hooked together and discovered that the stock one is too short. And it also has more threads. Go figure. So, like I said, I was digging around and I found a couple of these and I started looking at it and I couldn't tell if it was my glasses or if it was the night before, but it looked like it had a taper on it. So, busted out the calipers here. Yeah, there's about a 5/1000 taper on this. Yeah, so it's, the other thing you can do is you can hold it up to a known straight edge and put the two together, and if you can see daylight through them, which I can, and I rotate them, so not only is it got a taper, but it's oblong, because these don't move. I mean, you've just got a set of bearings that just kind of, and 9 times out of 10, the reason why Jags go on sale is because it's time to seriously service the rear. Yeah, take your Jag to the proctologist. It needs to have its rear end serviced. So, yeah. Anyway, rust and rear brakes and rear IRS service are the #2 reasons why these things go up for sale, because A, not too many people know how to do it, and B, the people that do it charge a premium for it, and you know, by the time it's all said and done, you'll have $3,000 to, you know, $3,000 to $4,000 tied up in your rear end, and so yeah, they say, well, you know, the car's not worth it, I'm getting rid of it. So yeah. This is it's just neglect. Is it usable? Oh, probably. You know, you could probably find the high spot and then bolt it together with the high spot, but I don't roll like that. And so I just happened to have a full set of these that were actually in really good shape. So if you decide to upgrade your toe strap like I did, be sure to get the long one. So enough of that. Let's get to it. You notice I've got the radius arms on, and the reason why that is because you can't get this bolt on while the shock's on, because well, the bolt's that long, and so it just won't fit. So if you notice, it's got a cut out on one side. Well, you spin it around, and that provides the clearance past this to get it on. So that the radius arms have to go on first. So yeah, let's get the shocks on. All right, let's get these. Let's get it on. All right, so here we go. There's two sides of them. Obviously, one has a hole, one doesn't, and the hole is for access for the grease fittings, which in my case is pointless because I have the wrong angled ones. Mine go straight instead of like that. And we'll talk about, well, actually I can talk about right now. So I put all those on and put this together and didn't actually grease them before I did it. So I ran into a bit of a problem. I couldn't get the grease gun in between the carrier and the grease fitting. It wouldn't bend. And then I remembered, in my infinite wisdom, that I got this. And this is really cool. It's 90 degrees. And so what you do is you just slip the Zerk fitting in like this. So it'll go in like that, and away you go. Very cool, very handy, works like a champ. But you have to slide the U-joint covers off in order to access them. That's the downside. Anyway, so these fit together. They've got a bit of a lip here to where they just kind of join together. So in order to figure out which size U-joint, no, rivet, what size rivet, come in different thicknesses depending on how much metal. This one's actually too short, this is way too much. So let's get to it. That one's like, there we go. Alright, so there's that one. And then you take your handy dandy U-joint or rivet gun, and I've got the wrong size end in it, so I've got to get a different one. So yeah, nothing like being prepared. So do it with it closed, do it with the handle closed. Actually, I don't think it really matters. Just like that. All right, then you just take it, slide it up there like that. Be sure to line up the grease fitting access hole and the grease fitting so you can actually get to it. And then the proper, yes, Jaguar, proper hose clamps for the thingies. This is a handy little trick. When I bought the Series 2, these were held on with zip ties, and I saw them when I bought the car. Well, I didn't even buy it, I traded it for parts. I saw it and I thought to myself, well, that's not a good idea, they're gonna fall off. So it was a no-runner like most of my Jags. And am I in? Is it in on the way? That's the worst thing a man could hear. All right, so continue squishing and give it a screw. Anyway, so they were held on with zip ties, you know, and I saw it and, you know, really didn't think too much of it at the time. And then I take it out for its maiden voyage and I hear this clank, 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 bam! And I thought, fuck. And so I look in the rearview mirror and I see the U-joint covers laying on the ground. I pull over to pick them up. There was a semi behind me and it went squish, squish, squish. So yeah, my U-joint covers were reduced to, just about the thickness of the metal. They were not repairable. And the other thing that I do, and I don't know if it makes a difference, but I put the heavy part of the clamps on opposite ends in an attempt to... Geez, Mark, finish your sentence. What I'm trying to say here is I put the heavy part of the clamps at 180 degrees from one another to maybe balance things out. I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking it, probably. And again, make sure you've got the U-joint lined up with the hole, right? Make sure you got that Zerk fitting lined up. So I just kind of stick my finger in, give a little tickle, and this part is done. Oops. So the other thing is they slide. So when you put a little pressure on them, they slide over. So you just kind of want to maybe just hold it in place. Here's a prime example of what not to do. So I'm going to have to loosen that one up because I wasn't paying attention. All right, now to complete the factory look. And I don't know why I bother, because it'll probably just fall off and get lost anyway. Are the little caps, and these are brought to you by your friend of mine, S&G Barrett. They're good people to deal with. All right, so and they're kind of lipped, like not like you can see anyway. And so you just bink, and well, that one didn't bink. There we go. Cool. That, my friend, is done. Yes. All right, shock time. Again, the other thing I did is I greased these, and I also put the washer on one side because, like I said earlier, because you have two nuts, one of them's going to want to tighten in, the other one's not. So set one up in a vise. Get it past the nylock stuff here, and I've got those nifty little washers that I love so much. These. They're going to be installed too. And we get one big washer on one side and the other one on the other. And yeah, I just need a shock, I guess, now. Where the hell are they? Yes, we all remember this guy, huh? My friend, my lover. No. All right, so the holes are the same size. This is the bolt mechanism for the shock, and it has a spacer. So when you get rid of your old shocks, be sure to fish that out because the new ones don't come with it. And then this rod is already lubed. Now on the top, it's the rod size is already built up to take up that slack. So when you run it through, it's tight against it. So there isn't a shim for the top, there just is for the bottom. And there is a top and a bottom, and this is the side that's going to be facing the road, and this is the side that's going to go inside the cage. So it goes in like that. And you'll figure it out quickly when you try to put it in and it doesn't fit. So you got that going for them. All right, now the side with the radius arm has this little spacer, actually like this. So it goes between the shock and the fulcrum arm. And the purpose of this is so you can actually get the radius arm bolt in and out. So anyway, let's run this one through. I'm gonna have to take it out a little bit. And another handy little feature is a scissor jack, because when you have a nice little scissor jack here and things don't line up and you don't have a buddy, you can just sit here and shock and see. Otherwise, if I was a smart person, I would actually let go of the shock and set it down. But why do something easy when you can do it the hard way? So we're almost. Are we there? Are we there yet? Are we there yet, Dad? Don't make me stop this car. Silence. Run her through, baby. Run her through. And then you get the bottom one lined up. And we've got to put a little bit of grease on this one. Actually, you know what? I just screwed up. Because this is supposed to already be in there. Okay, so how we're going to fix this? And the way we're going to fix this is we're going to just jack this up until that pops out just like that, and then take this and stick it in the hole. And on the other one, I'll actually do it in camera. So there, that is now mated. And just kind of hold the shock where it's going to go. Let it down with the scissor jack. Got some shit in the way. Isn't everybody's garage like this? That would be a no. All right. Okay. There's that. And so we're just going to run this bolt through. And the other thing that's really nice about a scissor jack is, you know, when you spend a lot of time by yourself, you can just kind of adjust the position. Well, for fuck's sake. There you go. That's a good way to gall them, and I did a whole video on galling. And a lot of people thought it was appalling. Huh. All right. That side is in. All right, time for the other shock. Well, let's see how long it's going to take him in the process for him to figure out, well, me, that I forgot to put the spacer in. Again. Oh, and the other thing about them is sometimes the holes where the mount goes through, like on these, they were all at perpendicular to one another, so then you had to take a screwdriver or a pry bar and then straighten them out. And evidently I didn't get it in there perfectly parallel because I can't get this side in. Alright, so there's that part. That is a runner through, baby. And then the bottom half, so put a little grease on this, lube her up, baby. Well, I think I'm about ready to figure it out. So I just keep a little tin of raspberry jam, put on your toast and your nuts. Wait for it. All right. Wait for it. Oh fuck, I did it again. Damn it. So, as I was saying, this, save them from your old shocks because you're going to need them because they fit right in there. Alright, one more time with feeling. Alright, we've got the shock in place. I've run the bolt through, as you can see. Now I'm going to stick the one on the bottom. Yeah, baby. I'm going to stick the one on the bottom. And just kind of now we put the washer on the other side along with the nut, and we need a washer, spacer washer, to kind of get over that edge. So that goes on like that, and slide this on. And another washer, and another washer, and a nut. Okay, this is ready to be cinched down.